Welcome to Valley 365, a connected crop management platform from Valley Irrigation. Valley 365 brings together the best of the existing technology solutions into one place where they can be accessed from a single sign-on. Today we're going to take a look at the Valley 365 demo site at valley365.com. This is the web version, but we also have a mobile app available, so you can download it from either of the app stores. So when I first log in, I can see this in Farm View. All of my main navigation is over here on the left-hand side in this dark blue pane. I can see that I'm under Farm, and in the center section shows all of my viewable content. So if I scroll down, these are all my connected devices. You can see that there's a number of different device types that I can monitor and control, and they're actually grouped according to how I manage my farm. So I've got Group 18, East Side, HS Fields 2, so on and so forth. And I can customize this at any time. Each of these boxes represents a single device. We kind of call this a card. I see the name at the top for this particular field, a device graphic here in the center that gives me a high-level status of what's going on in the field, as well as some status details down here at the bottom in the gray section. I can customize these status details by hitting this little gear icon and configure each of the values that mean the most to me. And now I see this represented with the changes that I've made. One thing that we built into Valley 365 based on grower feedback was that they didn't want to have to navigate one step further in the platform to make commands to each device. So we built in this little toggle control down here at the bottom so that I can start and stop my devices here at any time rather than having to do the navigation one step further into the platform. So if I wanted to turn this device on, I would just hit the green arrow and go about my way. Another convenience feature that we built in was the ability to send commands at the group level. So if I wanted to send a command to turn off all the devices in Group 18, I could certainly do so by selecting that icon over here on the right-hand side called Group Commands. You can see the available commands for this group of devices. Let's say I want to turn them all off and send a stop command. I would simply select stop, then hit send. I get a confirmation message and a check mark over here on the right-hand side of which devices accepted the command. Going back to the farm view, I just want to point out a couple of different things. You'll notice right now that we're looking at the monitor and control module, which is one of the available features in Valley 365. We have the toggle controls up here at the top that allow you to switch between the available modules in Valley 365. And via that we're looking at monitor and control, we see MC on each of these cards. We also have additional modules like forecast and plan and optimize and apply available for selection. But first, I want to point out another view that's available for farm. Right now, we're looking at the grid view, but we also have a map view. We built in a map view because growers like to see the layout of their devices on a geographical format. If I select one of these devices, the pane on the right-hand side slides out and you'll see a card similar to what we saw on the grid view. And you'll notice that for this particular field, I've got two modules actually enabled, the monitor and control and the optimize and apply. So similar to what I could do over on the grid view, I can also send commands straight from here as well and customize the status details. If I do want to navigate one step further into the platform from either the grid view or the map view, I can select any of these cards and it'll take me to this particular field. On this detail view, I've got a number of different precision controls and status details that are available to me. You'll see here in the gray section, I've got toggles that allow me to turn water on, off, change direction, and then change fertigation and chemigation controls. The same infographic is over here on the right-hand side that allows me to see what's going on with this machine at any time, and the same gray section with the status details down here at the bottom. If I scroll down, you'll see a number of widgets that are available to control for this particular device. For example, stop and slot, speed, cruise control, end guns, auxiliaries, so on and so forth. Each of these are dynamic based on the particular device type that I'm looking at. I've also got a status pane over here on the right-hand side that gives me details about the particular field, the device unit, or the panel that I'm connected to. So for example, command history, device info, and panel info. I've also got toggle controls up here at the top that allow me to have graphing information of status details and readings. We get readings back from the devices on a regular interval so that we always know what's going on at any time in the field. And we present that information here to you as a grower in a chart layout so that you can do diagnosis at any time as to, maybe what's going on in the particular field that we're looking at. You'll also notice on this detail view that I've got the same toggle controls for the different modules on this detail view that we saw on the farm level views. So if this particular field had more than one module enabled, I could switch between the monitor and control to the forecast and plan or optimize and apply modules. But let's take a look at what those look like in the farm view. Let's switch the view on this grid view from monitor and control to forecast and plan. The forecast and plan module in Valley 365 allow us growers to monitor field conditions to make decisions based on water needs for their irrigation. You'll see here the similar look and feel for the card that we saw over on monitor and control, but it shows FP for forecast and plan up in the corner. And then the same infographic that we've got here in the center, but it looks a little bit different because the color indicator now shows me a status about what the water needs are for. So blue is going to be at full field capacity for your water, and then as you trail into a green, yellow, or red color, it's indicating that you have a much lower field capacity, and that's when you're potentially going to have crop stress. So if you look down here in the gray section of each of these fields, you'll see a recommendation for the water needs that you'll have to irrigate for each day. So this is telling me that for this day, I need 0.3 inches of water. If I choose not to irrigate on this day, the following day, my water needs are going to be 0.62, and so on and so forth. If I do choose to irrigate, this forecast will update based on my irrigation that I apply. If I want to see additional details to help me make decisions about my water needs, I can select one of these fields and navigate to the detail view. Similar layout to what I saw in monitor and control, I've got a number of different boxes that give me details about this particular field. So you'll see the same forecast here in this top section, the device graphic here on the left, and then as I scroll down, I've got decision details that allow me to investigate, what exactly do I want to do for my irrigation on a daily basis. So some examples of the data include days to stress, allowable depletion, percent FC, and a number of other things. I've also got a handy weather forecast for the week to come, and then today's current weather over here on the right-hand side. Similar to what we saw in monitor and control, there's also graphing and then some chart information specific to the root zone. So on this right-hand side, you'll see the different root zone sections and the readings for the water for each of those sections. So I can make a decision based on, what my water needs are for this particular field. All right, so that's forecast and plan. Let's go back to farm and we'll take a look at optimize and apply. Optimize and apply is a module that allows growers to have very precision control for their irrigation devices. Optimize and apply provides VRI or variable rate irrigation technology down to the individual sprinkler level. So I can custom write prescriptions for each of my fields that then, as the machine goes over the field, applies that water to its precise needs. So let's take a look at what that looks like. These are all of my fields that currently have optimize and apply enabled. So I'm going to select one that has a prescription. I'm navigated to a detail view similar to what we saw in the other modules. Here in the center, it's going to show me a drawing of what this prescription looks like. So you'll see that this one's pretty complex, and I can customize this at any time by drawing additional polygons or taking some away, or changing the rates for each of these polygons over here on the side editor. I can also send this to the machine at any time by generating the prescription and then sending. So that's an overview of the 3 modules that are available in Valley 365. Another integration that we have within this platform is the Valley Insights product. So here on the main navigation underneath Farm, I see a tab for Insights. This is a single sign-on to the Valley Insights portal. Valley Insights is a custom service that allows growers to be notified of irrigation challenges based on aerial imagery notifications. So if I were to click this, it would take me over to the Valley Insights portal where I could see all of my imagery and then be able to access my notifications of things that it recommends, say if I've got a clogged sprinkler or something like that. Valley Insights is able to detect some of these things far in advance of the human eye would be able to find on imagery, so it's a very valuable service. Other capabilities that are built into Valley 365 based on grower feedback are alerts and reports. Let's take a look at alerts. So we can receive notifications about anything that's going on in the field via text message or email. Here we can see a listing of those particular alerts that have occurred in the last 30 days. It gives me the device name here and what device type it is, as well as the date and timestamp of which the alert occurred. If I select the gray arrow, it gives me status details about what was going on with this machine at the time the alert occurred and who the recipient was that got the message that this happened. If I wanted to do some additional navigation or diagnosis to find out why this particular alert occurred, I could click Show Device, and it would take me to the detail view for this particular device to do some investigation as to why this alert possibly happened. Now let's take a look at reports. We know that data is very important to our growers, so reporting is a very important function of the platform. You'll see here a list of available reports in Valley 365. Let's take a look at one of them. You would simply select the report type, then which device you would like to run it for, and a date range. Then hit Generate. You'll see a summary of the data that was pulled for this particular device and report type here in the center. If I scroll down, I also get the details in a chart layout that summarizes the information for me. If I want to go ahead and take this report with me, say I need to send it to my water district or an irrigation manager, I can do so by exporting it in a PDF or CSV format. Thanks for joining today's demo of Valley 365, our connected crop management platform from Valley Irrigation. We encourage you to take it for a test drive on your own by visiting valley365.com and selecting the demo button, or download the mobile app from your app store via Android or iOS devices. For more information about Valley 365, visit valleyirrigation.com.